Hello, and welcome back to a new edition of Jonesing for Wins. My name is Craig Havens. I will be here today with Jonathan Almanzar. We are going to talk about Week 14 and the Texans at Cowboys game. A game in which it had been said over and over and over again that the Cowboys have to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. So it was a big, big game, obviously, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to have our Glory Hole Award given out. And it's going to be an exciting episode on a game the Cowboys needed to win. We're also going to talk a little bit about the game ahead. And I'm going to start out with you, Jonathan. What do you think? I mean, if the Cowboys lost this, it was pretty much over, right?
I wanted to start with saying I'm super embarrassed for a lot of reasons, but I'll go to that in a second. Why did the announcers keep saying that during the game? If they want to have any chance of keeping their playoff hopes alive, they need this drive. What were they talking about?
I don't know. It was as if they needed this win, or like it was a playoff game, or it was our typical week. Well, back then 16 game, where 17 game, where if we didn't win, we were over. But we're nowhere close. We're it was. You almost felt bad for them.
They could have almost clinched yesterday.
So
I have no idea what they were talking about.
It was frustrating, and then towards the end, they kind of changed their tune to if they want to take the division,
win the East,
which makes more sense because that is the case. If they want to win the East, they needed to win this game, and it's not even a give me at that point. But so we're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about future games. I got a new thing for you today. This is not it. So when I ask you about the game, don't be like, "Hey, what's going on?" That's not new. So I'm going to ask you about the game. And then further down, I will say, hey, I've got this new thing for you, and we will talk about it. Sound good?
I'm pretty... Okay. I don't have a lot of faith that you're going to remember prior to saying it, but we'll see.
All right. For right now, let's talk about the game. What were your thoughts on the game?
Embarrassing. I was embarrassed for myself for saying the Cowboys could score 100 points. I was embarrassed for that one Dallas Cowboy guy and a guy who actually works for the Cowboys saying they would score 70.
You actually said 3 to 70. You changed your score from 58 to 70. So you should be embarrassed in that too.
I am. Okay, I'm super embarrassed. The only person I'm not embarrassed for is Nate Newton, who said the Cowboys would win 21-20.
I have that here. That's a conversation piece. He knew something.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I asked you.
Extremely embarrassed for you when you said in a text message to me, how are the Texans going to score 20 points? And I wanted to respond with, by halftime. That's how they're going to score 20 points, by halftime.
Huh.
I was embarrassed for the Cowboys. I was embarrassed for the coaching staff. I was embarrassed for Jerry Jones. I was embarrassed for Dak Prescott. I was embarrassed for every single player on their team. Some of them I was angry at and not necessarily embarrassed, so I shouldn't say for every one of them. But it was just an all-around very, very embarrassing game. Humiliating. And for Jerry Jones to say both of their quarterbacks look like Brett Favre out there, what is he talking about?
Yeah, that is weird. That's really weird. I mean, we made him look good. We had one sack, which I've already expressed my disappointment.
I didn't even know we did.
I've already expressed my disappointment when we have like 4 sacks.
Yeah.
And I know that's wrong, but one sack is disappointing, especially against this team. But honestly, so you talk about Nate Newton, and he picked 21-20, and that realistically, he's played the game. I mean, of all the people that we've looked at and seen the scores of, one's gonna slip through. I'm not making an excuse for it because it was miserable. I was miserable the entire time. I didn't even want to talk to anybody. But the reality of it is, it's gonna happen now and again, and it happened. So I'd rather it happen here than against a good team. We wouldn't have squeaked out a win. But I also think it kind of puts things back into place. We kind of get back to reality. We were picked 17.5. We've talked about in the past, every time the Cowboys are projected and everyone gets behind him and thinks they're going to do well, they start to bomb. So I'm okay with it. I am. It's a win. I'll take it. We'll go from there. But it sucked. Texans, Driscoll, and Mills, two I lied about that. 213 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Dak
Just like Brett
200.
Favre.
Dak had 284, one touchdown, two interceptions. So yeah. So actually, ours was closer than
Maybe,
Brett Favre, right? I mean, two
maybe he
interceptions.
meant they were looking like Brett Favre looks now.
That could be.
Both
That
of their guys look like Brett
I'm
Favre
getting
looks now.
your I'm getting it. So I mean, it's not like they tore us apart. Their running game was okay. It wasn't
But
outstanding, but
wait,
we
hold
gave
on.
them short yardage every. Sorry.
You said it's not like they tore us apart. Yeah, I mean it's the Texans. It's no one expected them to tear us apart, but even you said I can't. How's this team going to score 20 points on us?
And I found the answer. We gave them a short field over and over again. They didn't
Ugh.
drive down the field and score a touchdown on every one of those drives. I mean, it wasn't that case. So
Do you think our defense played well?
no, I don't. I don't think anyone on the team played well. I think the coaching was bad. I think that I think it was a bad game, but I excuse it because, quite
So
honestly, we talked about this with the Eagles, and I talked about how the Eagles aren't winning games in which they should be winning them. They're not beating up the small teams, the bad teams. They're not beating them up bad enough. And I talked about it. The Cowboys had been, but this is one. This is one game. And
yeah.
quite honestly, if we go back to the Phillies Houston game, yes, they won by a bigger margin, but they won by a bigger margin in which, I mean, quite honestly, Texans were up in that game too. I mean, I honestly
Yeah.
thought the Texans were going to win that game against Philly. I mean, I thought they were going to win this game against
So
us. So, I'm not knocking, but this
do
is
you
one
think
game we didn't beat an opponent bad enough.
we we always give the glory hole, but if you were going to actually give a glory award, like to the player who played the best, could you pick somebody that you thought played well?
Van Der Esch.
Leighton Vander Esch.
Yep. I think
Wow.
he was
While
well.
since
He
I've
was
heard
in
that.
a lot of plays. He was there. I think he had the sack. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look that up. I think he had the sack.
I think Demarcus Lawrence played okay in the little bit that I saw. Um, but it might have just been at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean it's well for a lot of places it was not a game that was on TV, right?
Jason Peters, I think he played okay. Saved our season apparently. Because if we had lost that, the season would have been over, and he saved our season.
Well, there you go. Do you know how many rushing yards they had?
68,
No, they did better than that. They were like
82.
100, 117 or somewhere in there. I don't feel like doing the math because there's some with negative yards. But I mean that's not. It's we did we did well. We didn't allow them to move, like I said, down the field. I'm
I don't
stuck on
think we
that. I
did
didn't
well.
check who had the sack. What's that?
I don't think we did well.
I didn't
I
think we
mean,
did well. I don't
the
think
week
they
before
did
that,
well. We
the
did
week
horrible. It
before
was
that,
that
you were
game.
saying,
I lied.
yeah, okay,
I lied. I didn't. This was a bad game all around. I'm excusing
okay,
this game. You
good.
know, in certain things you've got like you drop the highest and you drop the lowest. There we go.
Yeah.
We dropped our
I
highest and
mean,
we dropped the lowest.
I kind of feel the same way. Like I think it was terrible. It was embarrassing, but we won. You know,
Exactly.
but we won. So it's kind of like the kid who takes the really ugly date to prom, and all the other kids are making fun of him, but then he's like, "But I have a date."
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. When I was dating, girls did the same thing with me. They were like, "Hey,
And
at
they're
least
like,
I got
"But I
somebody,"
have a date.
and they're like, "Well, he's pretty
They
desperate, but whatever." They had
they had
somebody.
114 yards rushing. I didn't use any math in it. I just looked up how many yards rushing did the Texans have.
I was pretty close to what I said, right? So, all
Yeah.
right. So Zeke, 15 carries, 62 yards, one touchdown. Tony, 10 carries, 42 yards, one touchdown. Dak, 6 carries, 23 yards, zero touchdowns on that.
And
By the
one
way,
big quarterback sneak.
when we talk about Zeke, we call him Zeke. When we talk about Tony, we call him Pollard. Why? Like I just felt awkward saying Tony when I said it. Who
Yeah.
was our number one receiver? And don't say
Uh,
Washington. Number one receiver.
I'm gonna say either that white tight end that I don't like, Dalton Schultz, or
Yep.
CD Lamb. No,
Dalton
yards
Schultz.
wise, maybe Noah Brown. Maybe Noah Brown had the most
Dalton
yards.
Schultz.
Had the most
Dalton
yards or
Schultz had
most?
6 catches for 87. Well, let me finish and I'll tell you. 6 catches, 87 yards, 10 targets. Brown had 4 receptions, 85 yards, so he was 2 yards short. He had that one 50-yard catch or something like that.
Yeah.
6 targets. Gallup had 2 for 46 targets. Lamb had 5 for 33 on 6 targets. And the running backs were 7 for 39 on 10 targets. Washington was as productive as T.Y. Hilton and probably will remain that way. He had 0 catches on 1 target. I don't know. I get a lot of it. I just don't know. T.Y. Hilton, they announce it, and then all over all the little things where they announce it, everyone's like, oh, this is a great signing. This is wonderful. This is terrific. This guy's going to help us. Instantly ready to help us, blah, blah, blah. I don't buy it, because if he was that good, he wouldn't have been sitting on the sofa last week like I was, because nobody's signing this guy. And we would have signed him to more than a 1-year deal. We signed him to a 1-year deal, which means basically we need your help to get through the rest of this season, because Washington didn't do or isn't capable, or our receiving core isn't capable of doing what we want, what we're in need of.
Do you think of T.Y. Hilton as small? Because I think of him as itty bitty, pocket.
I do actually. Yes, he seems like the little teeny guy that you throw in a slot
The
and
little
say,
what?
"Here you go," little teeny guy.
Oh, yeah. So what does T.Y. stand for, do you think?
Tiny young Hilton.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I just did that just now.
Yeah. How terrible would it be if you found out T.Y. Hilton stood for Ty Hilton and he just hated the name Ty, so he put periods in a capital Y?
that wouldn't surprise me actually in anything in life today. So I have a question for you. Not the thing I was talking about before. This is just a question for you. And that question, so I'm sure you saw, and we've talked about it on this before. Cole Beasley, you know how he used to beat up on the Bills after he got done. He complains about every team he leaves. He just signed
she
again.
complains so much.
Yes,
I saw she did. Maybe she needs some more money. Maybe OnlyFans isn't working out for her.
hates the Bills. The terrible organization. Blah blah blah. Went to Tampa Bay. Went there for 2 weeks. Why is everyone retiring after just a couple weeks in the NFL? Like not a couple weeks, but like mid-season. It seems to be a new trend. It's a TikTok thing.
I feel like if I could get on an NFL roster, I could retire in mid-season and be fine the rest of my life.
If is the question, but I'm the same way. Yes, if somebody wants to hire this guy as a tight end,
I don't know.
Today.
She's super frustrating to me. Like, I don't think she's good. I don't know why she's coming back. I don't know why the Bills want her. Tampa didn't even want her. So, like, why would the Bills want her? I don't get it.
It's the same signing as T.Y. Hilton to me. It must be about depth. That's all I can put together. I mean,
maybe there's a new clause. Maybe it's because it's almost Christmas and they need tiny little elves for the Christmas party. And so they're all signing these little bitty
I like it. I see where you're going. Yeah. Yep.
And T.Y. sounds like an elf name.
And Cole does too. I mean, Cole is the guy who mines the coal for the bad kids.
Right. She's got the perfect elf name. Yeah.
So
are there girl elves?
Yeah, absolutely. You didn't know there was girl elves?
No, I don't think I did. Yeah.
Christmassy person are you? So I mean, in our last thing, you said that, quite honestly, you said 3 for Houston, 3 points for Houston, 70 for the Cowboys. I said 0 to 42. I was closest. That's just facts right there. That's where I am. I just want you to know, facts have it, I win that. Obviously, there will be no points awarded because you're in charge of them, but I just wanted to point out last week's, that's where we are. So, in this Cowboys must-win scenario, we won. Now, where does that leave us?
Oh, we have to win this one or we're out.
Pretty much,
If we don't beat the Jags, the season's over. It's a wash.
So, all right. So let's actually move. So let's go right to that. By the way, so I'm looking for. This is it. This is the new piece that I'm putting in for this week. You ready? I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I want your quick take I'm going to give you about, I don't know, there's probably 15 teams here. Probably a little more, honestly. I want your quick take. These are teams that could make the playoffs. So what I'm looking for is make the playoffs and do they win their division?
Okay,
Are you ready?
let's do it.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
First one, 49ers.
Win the division.
So obviously they make playoffs. Bucks.
Nope, nothing. They're out. They're done.
They're out.
Season's
Okay.
done.
All right. So Panthers.
Win the division.
All right. Vikings.
I've been saying this for a long time. I just want you to know. I've been saying the Panthers are going to win their division for a long time.
I put them
Vikings
in
going to
there.
win their division. Vikings are going to win the division.
All right. Lions.
Make the playoffs.
Okay. Eagles.
Win the division.
Oh. Cowboys.
Make the playoffs.
Commanders.
Make the playoffs.
Chiefs.
Win the division.
Yeah, you love them. Chargers.
I mean, who's going to beat them? Who's going to beat them? Who's going to take the division crown from them?
Chargers.
Oh, I've been going quick on this whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
going to say make the playoffs.
All right. Titans.
Win the division stupidly because they're awful.
Jags. You don't think the Jags take them, huh?
I don't think Jags can, and I don't think they'll win. I don't think they'll make the playoffs either.
Nope. Ravens.
Oh, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Why is the AFC so hard? And it is true. AFC is harder. All right. You don't even think they make the playoffs.
No.
All right. Bengals.
Win the division.
Must put them on top, yeah. Bills.
Win their division.
Dolphins.
Nothing.
Jets.
Make the playoffs.
New England. So
Nothing.
New England currently sitting in the 7th seed. Jets in what, 9, I think now. And you're picking the Jets. So you've got 1, 2.
You didn't ask me about the Giants.
4. Are you putting the Giants in?
No.
All right. That's why I didn't ask you. I
You
didn't
didn't ask me about the
either.
Seahawks.
Huh?
You didn't ask me about the Seahawks.
You want the Seahawks in? You think they're in?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, do I need to? I mean, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at you. You got 7 in the playoffs. And then on the AFC, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You went 7 and 7. Not bad. You've got your 7 playoff teams. Excellent. I'm proud of you. So
Thank you.
I was pretty similar numbers to you. I just had I have the Jets out and New England in.
You have the Ravens out though.
I have the Ravens out. I think since
You have the Dolphins out.
I have the Dolphins out.
Wow.
I know. I hate it. I hate it, but they're just.
Wow. You went from first to worst.
I didn't say worst. I just said. Wow.
To worst, then worst. Look, first to worst.
So, anyways, now looking at things versus the beginning of the season, Super Bowl game. I don't think either of us changed our original pick.
No. What was yours?
Cowboys, Bills.
Bills, yeah. You should,
I didn't have the Dolphins making the playoffs at the beginning of the year.
You're too stubborn to change it, but you should. You should change that.
To Kansas City?
Or Cincinnati, either one.
So, if you talk to somebody today about this week, right?
I will talk to.
Who? Who are you going to talk to?
My wife, if she ever wakes up.
Does she like football?
No, not particularly, no.
Okay, but you're going to talk to her?
Yeah, about some other things, though. Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's weird.
Like whether the dish is it? No, I'm just kidding, everyone. Just kidding. All right, so...
She watches this, by the way.
Oh, good. Sorry, Shannon. All right. So, if you're going to if you talk to somebody today, or about where everyone stands,
okay,
everyone is knocking the Cowboys. They are. I mean,
I know.
it was kind of like that whole broadcast where it's like this is the end if they don't make it, and now it's like doomsday to people.
The
But if you talk
the
to people about the Chiefs,
49ers.
the Chiefs, who really didn't win convincing. I mean, they were winning, they were doing great, and then they started to fall off. And honestly, I thought the Broncos were going to win that game. So
Yeah, I did.
why is it that the Chiefs are still viewed as like the super team, and the Cowboys are viewed
So
as a team that is now, I think, on NFL's rankings are now 9. They went from second to 8 or 9, like that, like just because of that.
so
And San Francisco, who beat up on a medium team, a very poor, now losing record team of the Buccaneers, is now rated number 2. Number two,
so
two,
on ESPN,
number
they
2.
did they the headlines on ESPN said, are the Cowboys still in the top 10 on
Mm?
their power rankings? Still in
Yeah,
the top 10. They
yeah,
are.
they
They're like
won.
fourth. But
They
that
won.
was their headline. So it's the same thing though. Like why? So Josh Allen, people think that he's an amazing quarterback. He's second in the league in turnovers.
I know. It's
But
crazy.
that's not a problem.
It's
But
all
if you read anything
perception.
about the Cowboys, it says Dak has to stop throwing interceptions. You read about the Bills, and it says they'll go as far as Josh Allen will lead them.
So I was reading a thing on the odds of teams winning the Super Bowl. All right.
Okay,
So teams winning the Super Bowl. Pardon me. Who's number 1? Winning the Super Bowl.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Best chances. What's that?
Philadelphia Eagles.
No.
Really?
Correct.
Who?
It's not. The
Oh,
Dallas
so then
Cowboys
nuh-uh.
tied with Kansas City Chiefs, both with a percentage of 22.5. Philadelphia Eagles are 22.3. Guess who's number 3? That's an or number 4. That's an easy one. Buffalo.
Buffalo.
All right, so Buffalo's at 15.9% chance. Number 5 is Cincinnati. Or yeah, number 5 is Cincinnati with a 5.9 chance. Everything drops after Buffalo.
I think Minnesota has like a 1.1 per. No,
1.5.
Minnesota has a 0% chance of winning the Super Bowl.
But they're given a 1.5% chance. I mean, San Francisco has a 3.5. Yet NFL ranks them as the number 2 power ranking team.
Well, it's not the NFL. It's Dan Hanzus is who does it. Who
Either way,
does the power ranking?
it's still on NFL.com, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
it is.
that's all.
And he's a comedian, really a
Doesn't
sports
matter.
person.
I've already stated my case.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you.
So it's a bit frustrating, but I live with it and I'm good with it. Actually, quite honestly, the Cowboys play better when they're underrated, when people think they're
Yeah,
going to do terrible. So I'm good with it.
yeah.
I just get tired of everybody calling and saying, "Hey, how about those Cowboys? Yeah, they look really good, don't they?" And it's like, they won. Like, I don't care. They won.
I know, I know.
It's a rough life I live. It's
Yeah,
very
you
rough.
do. It's pretty miserable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get through it though. I manage. I make it.
Good.
So yeah. So
How many beers did you drink during that game?
how many what?
Beers did you drink during that game?
I didn't.
For real?
I don't think I did.
Wow.
I
So you watched
think
that whole thing just completely sober.
it's a rough life I live. I told you that. I got my
Yeah,
new beer order in and everything. I get beer delivered to my house. It's nice.
yeah.
It comes from all over the United States. I get to pick
Cool.
them, and then they send them. Everything's good.
Save it for the beer podcast.
Yeah. Ooh, we should do a beer podcast.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's that. Let's take a look at this upcoming game.
Okay.
We're gonna play Jacksonville Jaguars at Jacksonville, somewhere
Mm-hmm.
near you. I don't have a fan, by
Yeah.
the way, for Jaguars. I have a
I'm not.
fan. I have a fan for the Eagles game, and that's it. That's the only people that are willing to come on. But you knew Eagles fans would, so nobody wants to come on. Even the first, like it's everybody. Everybody I ask gets excited about it, and then I don't know. They just can't.
Yeah.
Are people afraid
Well,
of us?
I think Jacksonville could beat the Cowboys.
Hmm.
I really do. I think they could beat them. Um, I'm not too anxious about this game. I'm not too hyped about this game. I'm not too excited about this game. Actually, I'm anxious. I said I'm not anxious, but I am anxious. That's the
So
thing I am
you
about this
lied.
game. I feel like I feel like the Cowboys have been playing with fire for 1 week, and I think they're about to get burned.
Wow. How long did it take you to write that? Did you write that down? Is it written down in front of you?
No,
Okay.
no,
So you're gonna pick the Cowboys to lose this game
I haven't said that.
against
I
Trevor
started
Lawrence,
saying
the
it's a
guy
fire
you said
game.
was a joke who didn't know what he was doing.
I said he was better than Justin Fields, and I stand by that.
Wait, hold on. You said it at the beginning of the season, and in the middle of the season, you said I stand corrected. Justin Fields is a better quarterback.
Yeah, but then I didn't realize he was going to get hurt so easily, and so I'm done. I'm off of the Justin Fields bandwagon.
So you still stand by your
Man,
original, but
did
not
you
the.
see? Did you see Trevor Lawrence's leg get rolled up on and look disgusting? And I was like, he just blew out every ligament in his knee, and then 2 plays later, he's out there running around. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
amazing. He is probably Joe Montana.
Didn't they just destroy the Tennessee Titans, who you picked to be the division winner?
Look, you just said they're going to be the division winner too.
And and
You
he
just said
just
division
went
winner.
in
You
and beat
just
them
said
like
division winner.
30-14 or something like that in Tennessee.
So it's funny because Mr. Irrelevant is now Superman according to everybody.
Brock Purdy, yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. Yeah,
he is. I mean, they want everyone else gone. That's all
he's the.
we only need Purdy. That's it.
I saw
One
a
game.
stat where he's the first quarterback who's ever beaten Tom Brady in their first career start.
Yes, that is true.
How many people? How many times has Brady gone up against a guy in his first career
Right,
start?
exactly. Yes.
Twice.
He's
I mean, most of the time,
been around
that
for
have to be the
40
first
years, but
season usually.
actually, the funny thing is, Tom Brady's career started in the NFL 1 year before Purdy was born.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
That's the part that's hard to
Pretty
sink
neat.
in.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, I see what you did there. But I just, we're talking about one game against an average team where he didn't even throw that much. I think the second half he had, what, 3 throws?
Well,
Like,
he got taken out of the game in the third quarter
oh, well, who'd they put in?
because he was ahead by too much. They were winning like 32-0 or 35-0 or something, and they
Who did they
benched him.
put in, is what I was saying.
Oh, I don't know. Some guy I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Past Irrelevant?
Yeah. Even more irrelevant than that, I think. Maybe it
Huh.
was T.Y. Hilton.
Hey, what was that game during COVID where the receiver, who was that with? The receiver had to be the, it was Denver, where the receiver had to be the quarterback for the game because of COVID?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
All
thought
right.
that's what was happening when I was watching the that 49ers game. I thought it was Ayuk that went in as quarterback,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
All right, so let's get back to this game coming up. So you see Jacksonville doing what?
It
Winning?
was Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson. Remember him?
Okay. Yep.
Um. So no, I think it's going to be. I think this Cowboy team is doing good at pulling out close games. I think it's going to happen again. I'm going to say 10-9. The Cowboys win.
10-9? 10-9. 10 points is all the
Yeah.
Cowboys are going to score.
Yeah. I think they're going to get in the red zone a bunch and do stupid things, turnovers, fumbles, going for it on fourth down a bunch of times, blah 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 blah, and it'll be 10-9.
So
And they're
you're
just going to keep they're going to keep drilling Dak off that right side because we're going to not put Peters in for some reason. We're going to be like, nah, we're not going to do that because we worked with Ball for a whole week. And we think he's going to be ready to play, and Dak's just going to get hit over and over and over from Ball.
So Trevor Lawrence is not going to be the hero here. It's going to
No,
be
Cowboys
the
will
Jaguars
win
defense.
10-9.
I understand that.
Yes.
So Trevor Lawrence is not the guy.
No,
All right.
he's not the hero.
So By the way, did you know that the Cowboys are number one against the sack in the league? I
I
didn't realize
learned
that.
that. I learned that when Dak went to throw a pass and his arm got hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I looked it up afterwards. True story. All right, so you're saying 10-9. It's embarrassing.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed. What are you saying?
I have it written down. Cowboys
33-3.
31 to 24. 31 Cowboys, Jaguars 24.
Okay.
10-9. I mean, we haven't scored that low of a point score since game one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that was
And
just
who was quarterback
embarrassing.
then?
There was two quarterbacks for us, and both looked terrible.
Hopefully not both of them play this game, but I could see it.
Well,
I
hopefully
could
they
see it.
do. Hopefully they do
I
play
could see
because if we get way up, then they put in Cooper Rush. I mean,
I
hey,
could see Josh Allen. I could see Josh Allen having a field day on the Cowboys.
I don't see them having. You can see Josh Allen having a field day on the Cowboys. What do you mean?
I mean, just sacking Dak over and over and over again.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So
And then and they also drafted that guy number 1 overall, didn't they? A defensive lineman, and he hasn't played really well this year. And I bet this is his breakout game, and they're going to be like, "This is the best game we've seen from him. This is the reason he was taken number 1 overall." Blah
you got
blah blah.
Chris
All that
Collinsworth
kind of
calling
junk.
this game.
What's that?
Got Chris Collinsworth calling this game.
Yeah. Oh boy, boy. Wow.
So I don't. And please don't put ball in. I know you're listening. Don't put ball in. It's not worth it. Man, he really is bad, isn't he? And you'd think we would have
Terrible.
learned over time. This isn't day one. We should know this, but
Yeah.
hopefully we smarten up. I, it does suck with.
I think
Go
I
ahead.
think the name of this game should have been the ball and chain game.
Ooh, we need a chain. We need somebody
Yeah.
named Chain. Chains
Yeah,
would
and
be
have
a
a chain
great
gang.
receiver name. Joey Chains. Joey Chains with the reception. Yeah, I like it. Moving the chains with Joey
No,
Chains.
no, because he's going to be some white guy with a pencil beard, like a really thin beard, and he'll probably have like big gold chains, of course. Yeah, he'll be
And he
like
played for the
the
Vikings then.
rapper. He'll be like Lil Kev on Always Sunny when that rapper dude.
All right, so that's enough of those predictions. But I mean, I do. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it'll be a close game, and I don't care. Again, the win is what's important. I don't even remember. Do you know who the Steelers or who the Eagles play this week?
Mm-mm. The Giants, maybe? No,
No,
because the
Giants
Giants
in
and Redskins.
Washington. Yeah, Giants in Washington play again. Who's winning that one?
I feel. Oh, Washington, by far, by a lot.
Another tie would be awesome, wouldn't it? 17-17
Yeah, it
tie.
would be incredible. It would be incredible. I think the Eagles, they're playing somebody they could lose to if they were playing poorly, I think.
That is true. They've got some tough games ahead of them, honestly. We need one loss. And you don't think it's possible at all? You don't think the Eagles can lose one game? Well, you're predicting the Cowboys lose this week, pretty much.
I don't think that they will lose. I didn't pick them to lose. I picked the Cowboys to win.
Cowboys or
Oh,
the Eagles play the Bears. Yeah,
they're playing at the Bears.
yeah. But you know what? That could be an easy game to overlook. It's happened before. They play the Cowboys
Yeah.
next week. Boy, if they lose, wouldn't that be? That'd be cool.
If they lose, then we're gonna lose. That's what I'm gonna pick. I'm calling it right now. If the Eagles lose to the Bears, the Cowboys will lose to the Jags.
It's interesting because I've got the Eagles schedule in front of me, and
Hmm.
it says that they play the Bears, Cowboys, and then it had down the Eagles again at Eagles, but it's the Saints at Eagles. So it'll be interesting. They're not gonna lose to the Saints. So we need either the Bears or the Giants to pull one out of their hats.
Hmm. Well, and by that time, yeah, they'll still be playing for something. Never mind.
Yeah, they will, no matter what. All right, so we've got our. You told me you have a big surprise in your power rankings.
I didn't say a big surprise. I said a shakeup.
You said just wait, just wait.
A shakeup's coming to my power rankings.
A shakeup. What'd you? you didn't put Philly in because you won't
Are we
put Philly
are we
in.
doing
Oh,
are
I'm
we
ready
doing power
anytime.
rank?
I mean, why not?
All right, I'm gonna wipe the slate clean. No one that was in my power rankings last week is back. I
Wow,
don't even remember who was in my power. Who
you
was
don't
in my
even believe
power
in the
ranking
Cowboys
is back?
anymore. That's just sad. You had
Who did?
Dallas, Cincy, Kansas City.
Oh, I'm lying. I'm keeping one.
You're keeping
I'm keeping
Cincy.
Kansas City.
Oh, all right.
Kansas City's number one. Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers are number two, just like NFL.com. And number three are the Detroit Lions.
What do the power rankings mean to you?
What?
You think those are the three best teams in the
I
NFL right
think
now?
I think if Detroit played any team in the NFC other than San Francisco right now, they would beat them.
And if,
I base my power rankings on not what did you do, what are you doing. I don't care about the records. The records don't matter
I
to me.
get you. I
It
don't
is
either.
all the eyeball test and who they're beating right now and
But
how bad
you've
they're
got
beating
a
them.
team with Mr. Irrelevant who has one game under his belt in second place.
He's never lost. He's never lost.
And he beat the GOAT.
And he beat Tom Brady. Yep.
Yeah. He personally,
Soundly.
after the game, met him outside the
Soundly.
stadium and beat him.
Yeah. Did you hear his parents went to this game? It's the first game of his they didn't watch him his senior year at Iowa
Did they
State
use
or
their
whatever.
points?
No, worse. They bought these tickets a long time ago because they wanted to see Tom Brady. They haven't been to a single 49ers game this year, and they came to the game to see Tom Brady. And their son just destroyed him, yeah.
Oh man. So that's awesome parenting. That's great.
So his parents were back there consoling Tom Brady afterwards. They're probably Tom Brady's age.
Wouldn't
They're probably on a
that
double
be,
date.
wouldn't that be awesome? If you see them. It's okay, Tommy. It's okay. Listen, it's okay. Our son, he's not special. He got lucky. We've never we've never been to his games.
Why do you think we named him Brock? We hate him.
This was not a Purdy win.
No.
See what I did?
So anyway, yeah, they're number two, and Detroit Lions are number three.
Where do you have Dallas? You've taken them off just on a win.
We don't go further than three. We don't go further than three.
I understand that, but you've taken the Cowboys off a win, down three at least.
Did you watch the game?
I did watch the game. I did.
I just didn't understand where this question is coming from. Like I feel like it's obvious. The first thing I said was my first rule is the eyeball test.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys did not pass the eyeball test.
Oh wow. So a team that is ranked in the top 5 offense and defense doesn't pass the eyeball. We could go back to last week. Man, I could play back so much from last week. Last week you said, how does a team that is top 5 in both offense and defense not pass the eyeball test? I don't know why I have 3 eyes in this scenario. I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither. Terrible.
I stand where I was. I've got Cowboys at number 1. I've got Philly at number 2. And I've got Cincy at number 3. And I don't care that you disagree.
So boring. That's so lame. Did you watch any games this weekend? Did you watch any games? Maybe you watched Cincinnati.
Did the Philadelphia Eagles not win? Did they not win convincingly?
Against who? The Giants? Yeah, they beat the Giants with a banged up.
A team they should win.
Yeah.
And did Cincy not win?
Cincinnati beat one of the worst teams in the NFL, being the Cleveland Browns, and one of the worst quarterbacks in the history. And they barely did it. They looked pretty terrible doing it, as a matter of fact.
All right.
You gonna ask about the Cowboys?
Oh, I know they won. We've already talked about the Cowboys. You did you watch the game?
Yeah.
Did you watch the game? Were you happy during the game?
Did you even drink during the game?
That little chicken on your shirt right there? That little chicken on your shirt? Did you rank him higher?
No.
No?
Wow.
So the chicken cone chicken isn't going to take off the
it's not going to get higher. It's not going to be ranked higher in the NFL power rankings. No.
All right. I mean, I don't know the way you're calling out your power rankings. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
San
my power
Francisco.
ranking.
Where would you have had them last
We'll see at
week?
the end of the year. We'll see at the end of the year when San Francisco and Detroit are playing in the NFC Championship, and the winner goes to Kansas City. I mean, goes to play
Goes to
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Where is it this year? It is. Oh shoot. Where's the? Oh, it's in Arizona, isn't it?
I don't know, Las Vegas.
No, I think it's in Arizona this year. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Who's your out of power team? It's the same as mine.
Oh, who was yours?
My out of power team, and I'm sad to report, Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Yeah, that's a good pick. They're terrible.
Yeah. So your second
They're
favorite
garbage.
team. Yeah, you've got everybody garbage. All right. So who do you got?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Oh man, who is
Except
out of
this.
power
Except Mr. Irrelevant. I'm gonna get you his jersey.
right now? I would say I've already given it to Minnesota, haven't I?
Yeah. A long, long,
Um,
long time ago.
yeah, and I was right on that. I was
And you've given it
correct.
to everybody in New York.
Yeah, I will be on the right side of history. I've given it to everybody in California, which I kind of regret
Yep.
right now a little bit.
Yeah, because you put them.
Um,
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That was just last week.
yeah, yeah, I regret
Wow.
that a little bit.
How about that? And now you've got them on top. Interesting.
I feel like I've given it to Baltimore, right?
Yep. You
Um,
actually agreed with
Tampa,
me on Baltimore, so
Tampa.
Tampa, no, not accepted.
They were in
They're a
first place
crappy
until
team
this
to
week.
begin with. They never had power. They have not once. That whole place has been a joke. You've taken them
They
out. You never even put them in. No. I
they
refuse this.
destroyed your
No.
number one
No.
team.
This is not acceptable. I want a
They
team that is
what?
out of power. Go ahead. Give me a team that had power. There is no way you ever consider Tampa Bay to have power. I reject this. No.
So
Give
here's
me
a
a
couple
team.
things. Here, let me try to make my points. One,
You
they
picked
were they
Denver
were in first
earlier.
place. They were in
In their
first place.
division, which is a
Two,
crappy
they
division.
have
Bullshit.
they have the goat.
No.
They have the goat.
No. The goat's
Three,
dead. A goat is
three.
only a goat as long as he's playing well.
They destroyed your team that you have number one in the power rankings. Destroyed them, made them look like fools, made us question if they could even win a game this year.
That was game one.
Huh?
Game one. Game one.
All right.
I thought we don't look at the past.
Seattle, like,
We already picked
have I given
Seattle.
Seattle?
We already picked Seattle.
Uh,
It's hard at the end of the year.
it
You're just
is
gonna have
hard
to
at the end of
agree
the year.
with me.
And I picked the Dolphins a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
you did. That's right.
I
Yeah.
can't pick them. I'm gonna go. I gotta go with, I guess. Oh, the Giants. Giants.
You did the Giants right before the Giants game. You made a big
Oh
announcement
yeah, I
that
did
that
the
was
whole
going to be.
state
Yeah.
of New York.
Yeah.
How about the Cowboys?
You can. Yeah. I mean, you're going to look like a fool next week, but whatever. It's fine. And when it comes to the
No,
Super Bowl,
Tennessee
I'm
Titans.
going to
Tennessee
throw
Titans.
this in your face.
Tennessee Titans. That's my team.
That team you also said had no power, but I'll give you that because why not? Because it's just getting
Yeah,
old.
I mean, they had a winning record too, right?
Yeah, I think they still do, don't they?
Yeah,
Or they might
I'm
be.
sure they do.
They might be 500 now. I don't even know.
They're 7-6.
Oh, look at that. So Jacksonville,
Yeah.
I think Jacksonville, it is possible they can catch them. Although we both have the Jags out. So
5-8. Yeah, they could. If they beat the Cowboys, they're right in it.
yeah, I mean they don't even have to beat the Cowboys to be in it. They could lose to the Cowboys, win their next two. The Titans lose one more to the Cowboys, and
Yeah.
well, the Titans
Finish
could lose
9.
out. It's very possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Hey, are we up on
Glory hole. Glory hole.
Oh yeah, Glory Hole. I'm sorry. Real quick though, are we up on podcasts anywhere?
Not yet. Not yet. It takes a little while.
Okay. All right. So Glory Hole. Who do we got? Who is your Glory
So-
Hole recipient? I know mine.
Glory hole. My very first person that I was going to put in the glory hole for sure. I was like, our stupid returner. I was
You've
like, that
thought
dude.
about this long and hard.
That dude has got to be very good. That dude has got to be in the glory hole. I think his fumble changed the whole complexion of the game. Then I started thinking, you know what? Let's put Dak in there. He just keeps turning the ball over. He's not going down. I just think he played terrible. Then I was like, you know what? Let's just put the whole entire Dallas Cowboy team in the glory hole because they all suck. Does one of them suck worse than any others? No, they're all equally sucky. And then we got to Ball, and I was like, this dude sucks. So I am up for. I'll let you be the tiebreaker, but I am up for our returner or Ball. They both
Man,
suck.
yeah. I mean, I was really disappointed in our receivers, including Schultz, dropping balls in end zones, dropping balls everywhere. I mean, they
Yeah.
couldn't keep hold of their balls. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I was upset about that. Boy, you bring up a big thing with Ball, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I I do think I'm gonna stick with Turpin just because that that fumble it did. It was we went down, we
It
scored,
changed things.
we stopped them, we then we fumble the punt and we give them short yardage, and that does
Yeah.
it. Like that ruins it. I could say Dak. I think his first interception was bad. His second interception, he had his arm hit while he was throwing. I don't know. I'm not throwing Dak in there. That we threw him in there before. I don't think he played bad enough to be worthy of a second. So I'm going with Turpin. I think he sucked the most. But the team actually did suck as a unit altogether. Wow, suck a unit. Ew.
Yeah.
That doesn't, that doesn't
Yeah.
go well in the glory hole. I guess that's what the glory hole is for. A sucky
Yeah.
unit.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why we should have put a little ball in there.
For the sucky unit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. If you like what you heard today, go ahead, like us, subscribe, all that stuff. I will see you, Jonathan, I guess tomorrow,
Yep.
and we'll talk about the game ahead a little bit more in detail. Any
Awesome.
comments on the score for this coming week's game, or right below in the comments? I did that, like, boom. It's probably right over here somewhere, I think. Anyways, put a comment in there about the score, and we'll go from there.